Mute your speaker so that you can understand whatever I am taking the class. So soil erosion and the conservation, already I have started in my video, and I have explained you what is the soil and how it is formed. So in a quick revision, if we'll see what is soil and how it is formed. So there is a uppermost layer of the soil is called the topsoil, and that is very fertile, is one of the most valuable natural resource to us. Huh? Okay, Kaustav, you kindly switch off your camera, turn off the camera. Nobody will open the camera, or everybody just mute your speakers so that you can get the class maximum. Okay. So soil, why soil is needed, why soil is important? Because soil support the growth of the plant by holding its roots, and then their roots, small animals like some insects, some bacteria and viruses, they all actually live in the soil. So these animals actually they live in the uppermost layer of the soil. And what is the uppermost layer? We can see in the uppermost layer there are so many minerals are present which are very important for the soil. So how the soil is formed, this is I have explained you, but quickly we will revise. Due to the heat, constantly the rocks are being heated by the sunlight. So if we'll see this rock, these are being heated by the sunlight, and these sun rays come on the rock surface, and these rocks are being heated up. And secondly, if the rock again get the constantly heated, and then they are poured with the water. So constantly we know, due to the, as we know from the liquid, solid, liquid and gases, we came to know what are the reasons for contraction and relaxation. As I told you, due to the heat, the rocks are being expanded. So due to the heat of the sun, the rocks are being expanded, as well as when the water drops it, it is being contracted. So due to this contraction and increase, expansion and contractions, the molecules of the molecules of the rock, or the layers of the rocks, are being weakened. Okay, and due to this weakness, they are being break down to small kinds of pebbles and small rocks. And these rocks are actually in course of time, in due time, after millions of the years, after thousands of the years, these rocks are being changes into powder like substance called the soil. Understood? So due to this heat, due to this water, these rocks, you will see these rocks are getting some kinds of crack within them. Okay, so these cracks are filled with the water. As they are being filled with the water, and then due to the coldness in the winter, they are again contracted to form the ice. And when these ice are formed, they pressurize the wall of the rocks. And when they create the pressure, these rocks are being broken down into the small pieces of the pebbles and small rocks. And now these small rocks are being changed into soil due to the presence of, due to the pressure, heat and water. Okay, so due to this pressure, heat and water, they are being changes into soil. But half inch of the soil takes a lot of time, that is almost thousands to million years to form it. Now we will see one experiment. In that experiment, we will take a beaker. Okay, we will take a beaker, and within this beaker, if we will see, this is the beaker, and from this beaker we will fill the water. Okay, now a handful of soil is being mixes with this water. Then what we will see, the lowermost part of the beaker is being captured by gravel and sand. So a small stone, we can say small stones, gravels and sands are in the lower part, or the gravel or small stones, you can say, they are being, small stones means small particles of the rock. They are being settled in the lowermost part of the water. What we are doing? We are taking a beaker, we are filling the beaker with the water. 2/3 of the beaker we will fill with the water. Then we will put a handful of soil, and this handful of soil, we will see at first the small stones or the gravel will settle on the bottom of the water. Okay, so next we will see again gravel and rock along with the and then upper layer we will see there is a sand and clay. Okay, sand and clay will be settled in the second layer. This is the clay and sand. Okay, so we will see the sand and clay in the second layer will be the sand and clay. And now we will see there will be the water, and in the uppermost layer, or we will see along with the water, a dark color soil will be present, which will be float on the water. So what is it? This is the topmost layer of the soil, or you can say this is the uppermost layer of the soil called humus. So the first layer of the soil, or which layer of the soil is floating on the topmost layer, that is called topmost of the soil, that is the humus. So what is this humus? Humus is the organic substances along with the soil, or the fine particles of the soil when mixes with the organic material. What are these organic materials? When some animal is being dead, they are mixes with the soil. As we know, when the animal is dead, bacteria, viruses, they attack the animal, they decompose the animal. So the animal is becoming changes into components. What are these components? These components are different type of protein. There are some kinds of mineral, air, water, whatever is mixes to make the animal or the plant, they are being mixes with the soil. And these nutritive components, these nutritive parts are mixes with the soil, and they form the first layer of the soil, and this layer is the most nutritive layer, and this is called the humus. Understood? So this is the humus, which is made up of organic material. Now we will see the humus in the topmost layer. So what is it? When we are mixing the soil in a beaker along with the water. Understood? So these all are being given here. Now we will observe, we can observe there are different layers. So that this is the first layer, or you can say the top layer. Second one is the sand and clay. This is the first layer. This is the first layer, and this is the last layer. So humus is the topmost layer, sand and clay is the top soil. This is the top soil, this is the first layer of the soil, and this is the last layer of the soil where only gravels are there. Okay. Which link you are talking about, Shorik? I don't understand. Okay, now next, if we will see what are the uses of the soil, then we will see plants grow in the soil, and plants provide useful minerals to the plants. So plants, as we know, plants grow in the soil, as the plants are very, soil is very nutritive. They are providing plants all kinds of mineral, and according to the need of the plants take their minerals. Suppose the protein producing plants like the leguminous plants, they are taking maximum nitrogen from the soil, and few animals or insects who are living inside the soil, they are getting their oxygen to breathe in the soil. Second, soil provide useful minerals to the plants. So the all new, suppose we are growing banana. So what kind of minerals banana will take? It will take the calcium. So we will see that these all plants where the bananas are growing, the soil is being vacant with the calcium mineral, because they will take the calcium along with the soil, okay, along with the water which are present in the soil. And some another kind of plant which needed, suppose which needed iron, and which needed some kind of other plants like spinach, they are growing, they need the iron. So these irons are along with the water goes inside the plant along with the water, and they also live in the soil. So this soil is providing different kinds of mineral to the soil. Now next is soil help in the storage of the water. As we know, there is a aquifers. When we will go through the soil profile, we will come to know different layers of the soil, and we will say just upper layer of the bedrock. So the bedrock is the impervious layer, and before the impervious layer there is a pervious layer. That means they are the aquifers. Whatever the water is coming in the soil, they are being collected, they are being stored in this layer, and this layer is called the aquifer layer, or the third layer of the soil, where the water is being accumulated, and they are being further used when we are digging the well, when we are taking out some source of water from the soil. So this is a very pure form of water, and this is soil is also providing us purest form of water. And the last one is trees in the forest grow in the soil, and they bring the rain. Due to the tree, they are transpiring their water in the form of water vapor, and this water vapor forms the cloud, and this cloud brings the rain. So these all are forming the utility of the soil is very much in our life. Okay, so that's all for the day, and next day I will talk you about the soil profile, and we will discuss about the layers of the soil. Now you tell me if you have any kind of problem. You can okay, Green Olympiad, in my EVS class I will write the link on the board. Okay, don't worry, I will write the link in our EVS class. Okay, that time you will be present, I'll write that. Now just do you have any question regarding the soil? You can ask me. The soil profile we will do in my next class. Okay, that's all for the day. Thank you. Recording হয়নি নাকি?